A tit-for-tat trade war. Markets are dreading it, and most world leaders are trying to avoid it, but not China. It's hit back with a 34% tariff of its own. It's taking the fight to Trump, and this is what escalation looks like. When Trump first came to power, US tariffs on Chinese goods weren't much higher than they were on the rest of the world. But Trump, across his two presidencies, has amped up the pressure. Within months of coming into power the second time round, he slapped a 10% tariff on China, then another 10% in March. And that was before Liberation Day, where he hit the country with another 34%. China hit back with 34% of its own. So Trump, well, he threatened, as you can see here, 50%. That would take the effective tariff to 124%. At that level, you're effectively shutting down trade. And this is why he's doing it, his least favourite chart. It shows the US is importing far more from China than China takes back. The deficit's been building steadily. It accelerated in the 2000s after China joined the World Trade Organization and Beijing reformed the economy, boosting exports of electronics, toys, machinery, building what we now call the world's factory. Well, Trump, he's been trying to shut it down. And his mechanism for doing that is tariffs. China is defiant, though. It says it can withstand a Trump assault. And as you can see here, it has become less dependent on the US market for its exports. This is the percentage of Chinese goods going directly to the US. But it doesn't tell us how much trade China has been diverting through other Asian countries like Vietnam, for example, to dodge US tariffs. Well, Trump has wised up to that. He's imposed crippling tariffs on countries across Asia, shutting down those routes. And for all its fighting talk, China does want to negotiate because it will feel economic pain from this, as will US exporters who sent $143 billion worth of goods to China. Prices will go up for consumers, growth will slow. And among it all, it's hard to see who the winners will be.
So what's up, y'all? Y'all just heard it. So China and Trump, all out tariff war. I'm about to let you know what I think about it. Personally, I don't necessarily like it because it is going to stretch a lot of people maybe to their limit financially in terms of businesses that, a lot of these businesses are getting really cheap stuff in and, flipping it, for profit. And, it's going to really affect people like that. But on the flip side, I actually think that in terms of American economics going forward and positioning America in competition with China in a good way, or in other words, we're going to end up ahead of China, in my opinion, where we should be. America has been letting China get away with gaining momentum, increasing their market, and increasing their global impact. So what Trump is doing is basically saying, China, get back in line, get behind us. We're the leaders of this world, and there's a new sheriff in town. So if you want to do business in America, then we got to be doing business in China. And China has been big balling, quite honestly, and roughhousing. They don't let nobody come into their market and do too much of nothing. So why is it that they can come over here, with all of their stuff and really be cheap? I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect stuff like Temu and other AliExpress. I don't know how that's going to affect some of that stuff because, in my opinion, I believe that's why we're getting stuff so cheap, is because a lot of it is coming from China and, they're able to come in and sell cheap. And quite honestly, we're buying that stuff up and empowering them and making them rich. And so what Trump is doing is saying, okay, fine. Well, you're going to let us come in and sell our stuff so that we can, prosper. And as much as I like getting Temu stuff and AliExpress, Alibaba, whatever, as much as I like getting that cheap stuff, I think it's going to help us in the long run to get, our products sold in China. And the only way we're going to get China to release some of their restrictions is to restrict them. So yeah, it's going to hurt right now. And I don't know how that's going to affect me or other people in the near future, but I'm all for it, man, because at the end of the day, I think China has been getting away with really murder in this country. And I think they're going to want to keep getting all of this revenue that they're getting from our culture and our country. So, hey, this is what's got to be done. So I'm with Trump all the way. Make America great again. That's what it's all about. And if you think any differently, put it in the comments, man. We can talk about it. Otherwise, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel because we need you and your voice. Peace.